Great day, great life, great now. Beautiful Vibrillionaire soul family. Can you feel it? Can you hear it? Can you hear it beyond the noise? Can you feel it beyond the senses? Can you sense it beyond the illusion of what you think you're seeing? I was inspired to do this live by the sheer gratitude that in the midst of the storm, in the midst of the noise, as I watch several reels show up of people debating and arguing, and in the time when we're being called to unite, in the time that we're being called to love, unite with ourselves more than anything. If you feel like you need that alone time, my question to you is, what is that relationship with you? And I posted what is it called? A memory from my Facebook timeline about really look at yourself in the mirror. And I want to ask you, what is your relationship with that reflection in the mirror? Because that is the most important. Because that is going to determine your relationship with everyone and everything in your life. And that's going to determine how you see, perceive, and experience life. And that's going to determine how you manifest, how you materialize, how you experience, how you enjoy, how you internalize reality. Because the one who looks outside alone dreams. The one who takes the time to look within starts to reawaken from the ego's dedication for thousands of years to do what it was designed to do, is look and experience outside. But now we're seeing the results of believing that something outside is more important than the inside. Cultivating relationships, cultivating success, cultivating an idea of a sense of worth, of value, of identity outside of ourselves is more important than coming to terms and taking responsibility of the greatest responsibility that was given us. And what is the greatest responsibility that was given us? The greatest responsibility that was given us is the responsibility that no other creature in nature has. To think, feel, and create, and co-create for yourself. That is the greatest gift that we have been given. Ourselves, what is the result between nature? I lost signal for a second, excuse me. What is the difference between what we perceive as nature, because really we're one with nature, and humanity? Atsi, bendiciones. Beautiful reflection. ¿Cómo estás? How are you? Great to see you. Great to be here now with you. Great to remember with you. Mwah. Abrazos, hugs. So what is the difference between nature and humanity? Which I just said we're one, so I'm saying this for simple terms. The difference between nature and humanity, nature knows who it is in the role that it plays. And nature knows it's connected to something much greater than itself. That's why it doesn't make it all about itself, but it makes it all about itself. Meaning, nature makes it about itself because it knows how to be itself. An orange tree knows how to be an orange tree. It doesn't doubt what it is. It doesn't try to be an apple tree. A cat knows it's a cat. It doesn't try to be a dog. It knows who it is. But yet, what is the difference between nature that we see, oh, if nature only had that, if nature can only talk to us physically, if nature can only think for itself, that is both a gift and what appears to be for many a curse. Because an animal knows how to be present. You don't have to ask it to be present, unless you distract it with like a dog a bone, or a cat, a little toy. But a wild animal only knows how to be present. When you domesticate an animal, it changes its form and its structure to perceive a different reality that other animals don't perceive. Now, why do I say this? Because the animal that's wild is unstoppable. And we've domesticated ourselves thinking that we are domesticated. But we are wild in our consciousness. But we're not taking responsibility of this free. We've always been free. You right now are so free that you're believing that you're not free. Do you see the love of the freedom that is? You actually are convincing yourself that you're not free, waiting for something outside of you to convince you that you're free. Therefore, you continue dreaming that one day you'll be free. And I had to meditate and reflect last night because I was working with a beautiful, amazing coach and a beautiful friend of mine, a close friend of mine. And we were talking, and let me just say that I miss seeing the forest for the trees, because the key is to simply invite a taste of freedom. When you get a taste of freedom, no one needs to convince you. So thank you, family, for joining. That you already are free. You don't need anyone to tell you you're free. And I'm telling you because Michael discovered his freedom in prison. So if Michael was able to discover his freedom in prison, let me take a drink. Cheers. If Michael was able to discover his freedom in prison, what excuse do you have? And I say that with kindness. Are you using, and I'm going to say it because I need to say it, are you using Biden? I don't even know what politics are who right now. Kamala, this guy named Tim, Trump, and this, I don't know who's running with Trump. And it doesn't really affect me. And I know that's going to, for people that are patriotic, and you're going to think I'm not patriotic. But let me tell you, I'm a humanitarian. I desire to unite from a place of love, from a place of freedom, from a place of awareness. So you're going to vote for whoever you're going to vote for, but is it destroying you inside? Are you holding on to the anger, to the coal, wanting somebody else to suffer, but yet you're suffering all along? Are you voting for yourself? Are you the candidate in your life? Are you looking in the mirror thinking about your politics, your belief system? Or are you feeling the oneness, the aliveness, the amazingness, the magic that you are? Because if you're looking in the mirror and you're thinking about everybody else and everything else, I'm telling you, you're in a quick path to sickness, to mental dis-ease, which is mental crisis, and you're in a quick, you're getting a fast track to your own destruction. And I mean that from love. So people that think I don't care about because I don't focus, like, you're not going to hear Ali and I talk about whatever's going on in the outside. We're here to remind you what the ancient master mirrors reminded us, is that in the middle of war, and I'm talking about war like, people hurting other people, going into other villages and just hurting, killing villages. They were able to find the peace, love, and joy in their heart. One of them is Jesus. Another one is Buddha. Another one is Krishna. Another one is Muhammad. Another one is Martin Luther King. How was Martin Luther King able to be sane amongst the noise of suppression, of violence, of torture, getting beat by police. Ask yourself, how do these people do this? And you'll find the formula within yourself. And if this is challenging for you, reach out and look for support. Because let me tell you, we are in a soul revolution stage that if you're going to continue to invest in separation consciousness, you're going to be distilled from this planet. You're going to be cleansed from this planet. And I mean that from love. If I don't align with these energies, I will be removed from the equation. But if you invest in unity, if you invest in freedom, if you invest in love, this is where the revolution of consciousness is unfolding. So let's invest in it together. Let's unite. Atsi, I'm going to reach out to you. We are one love family. We are not two. We are not three. We're not four. You're not no better, no lesser than anybody else. Just like there's no other tree that's greater or lesser than any other tree, no matter how high, no matter how low, no matter how wide, no matter how skinny, no matter how many branches it has or doesn't have, no matter what color the leaves are, it's the same energy that thrives through them all. Through a seed, through a mighty oak tree. Through a cell, through who you call you. Through an embryo, to look what you've been created into. So, thank you so much, family. I'll see you in the next live. And if you need support, remember for the last days of August, we're offering free support. We cannot promise that for September, but we've given that gift to anybody and everybody that's willing to look under the hood and feel and free themselves and realize the freedom they always have been, the love they always have been, the life they've always have been, the magic, returning magic to humanity. And magic is love, real authentic love, not superficial, not conditional, not attached, not expectation of love. Real, free love. Because love is free. This love that is reawakening now, you can't attach it. You must let it be what it is. You must let yourself be who you are. You must let others be who they are. But if you're pointing fingers, that person is not right. Oh, look at that person, and, vote for me because look at what that person does. So you're voting for somebody who judges somebody else that supposedly is here going to help you, but when they're judging someone else, do you really think they care about you? Ask yourself that question. If someone is putting shame and negativity and bad to someone else, and that is someone who wants to help the world, that's why they're in the office, because they work to that state. But if we look at our system, it's all twisted. And the system is twisted because it's the ego's control that is being exposed, that it no longer serves the highest good. It served us to get to where we are today. But where we're seeing this system, it no longer serves the highest good. And as long as we continue to invest and distract ourselves, thinking there's some leader outside of us that's coming from, shame, judgment, and negativity to another, we're not looking at the seeds of manifestation. And for those of us that know how manifestation works, if you're coming from fear and you sign up from somebody who comes from fear, whether that's your mentor, your coach, your pastor, you're going to manifest more fear in your life. Because your leader is responsible, not your leader, but the leader is responsible to hold the space of what you, and it's populace, it's what do you call it? When you go to church, you have it's audience, it's constituents? No, that's politics. Attendees? No. It's congregates. Its congregates are only going to manifest more fear, more judgment, more negativity when the leader, which a leader is not leading above anyone, a leader is leading by example. This is authenticity. So if you're looking to leadership that is coming from fear, so I'm going to say it because I'm going to expose some people because I got distracted with that. So if you're looking at content that is coming from conspiracy, that is coming from fear, that is coming from judgment, that is coming from, let's just say, a manipulation, instead of sharing the truth of how can you help yourself with that content. Knowing the secrets of the universe, but not knowing how to apply those secrets are going to confuse you, and you're going to go in circles just like these guys right here. But they're going in circles for a purpose, because they're having fun. See, we're going in circles, but we don't have a purpose of our going in circles, because we don't even know why we're going in circles. So, we've gone in circles, family, for so many generations, and we've done the same thing again and again and again, expecting different results. So, we're seeing this abundant consciousness of love, of unity, of awareness, of freedom. We've never had access to so much information, but what is the results that we're getting with this information? And now we have access to AI. And then if we look back and we look at the story of humanity, we look at when Tesla came up with free energy. People weren't ready to see it. People weren't mature enough to harness it. People weren't responsible enough to internalize it. And then we wonder why the world went the way it is. So I'm only sharing this to share a little insight with you, to take it from two people that work on their love consciousness, that take responsibility, that bounce back, that don't get stuck in the idea of it has to look a certain way, it has to be a certain way. I have to get these results to be good enough, to be worthy enough, to be validated enough, to be recognized enough, to be successful enough. We're awakening in the middle of the storm. We want to invite you to do the same. So take advantage of that love donation, $20 love donation. Pay it forward to anyone that you know that needs support. We're in the greatest revolution of our time. And the revolution is knocking on everybody's door. And it's knocking at your door. The question is, are you going to open the door? Or are you waiting for somebody else to open the door? Are you going to invite them in? Or are you waiting for somebody to send you an invitation? This is your invitation. This is your knock on the door. So, that's my 2 cents for today. Thank you, everyone. Follow for more, because the only news you're going to get from this channel is on how to reawaken, how to remember, how to realize, how to rebirth, how to resurrect, how to restore, rejuvenate, become reborn, become born again from the love that you are, from the life that you are. So turn off the news, turn off the media. And you know what? If the world falls apart, it must fall apart in order to come together. The world falling apart is not a bad thing. Just look at your life. And I know a lot of people are going to say, well, Michael, don't you care about the people that are suffering? Let me tell you, it takes much more love to not let the noise of the world knock you down. So for those that think that I don't care, let me say, to work within your consciousness, to hold the energy of the world, that's the greatest way somebody can care. Because in doing so, I even seen a post that I did a while back, maybe like 11 years ago. Your own self-realization, the depth of the degree, it's okay, girl, it's okay. The depth and the degree of how you take responsibility of your consciousness is the energy of the universe that you can hold within yourself, and you will manifest and affect more people than, let's just say it, your ego acting like it cares, but really you care because you're trying to get that attention. You're investing, you're donating to all these charities and all these organizations because you're trying to fit in. You're trying to find a place in your life, in your world, where you don't feel enough. You don't feel good enough. You don't feel at all. You feel numb. You feel empty. You feel lost. You feel confused. They say this, and it hurt me when I heard it. It hurt the ego when I heard it. But there's a saying that says, the people that act like they care the most are the people that are hurting the most. And of course, we got to go through that hurt to feel it and to reawaken that compassion. But are you using people to not take responsibility of your energy? Are you using what's going on in the world outside of you to act like you care, but just throw more shame, anger, judgment, and violence and rage and fight with somebody else that's your brother, that's your sister, or that's somebody else's brother, sister, son, daughter? How about that? How about that, family? How about that, humanity? Are you using the excuse that you care to just throw up your anger that you're not working on, your sadness that you're not facing, your guilt that you're not freeing, your judgment that you're not recognizing, so that you can act like you care about somebody else? Because these things are not being said. And because they're not being said, they're affecting many people. It's okay to cry. It's okay to get angry. It's your responsibility to process those emotions. But when it affects other people, that's when you got to question what's really going on. Because you're only going to get out what you put in. Remember, you reap what you sow. So, in conclusion, I show you this sun for this reason. You can turn on the news. How does that make you feel? You can get invested in waiting for the next politician to come into office. How does that make you feel? You can read countless books, hoping, wishing, praying that life changes. How does that make you feel? Or you can surrender, open your door, look outside of you. And look at what nature is telling you. Nature is telling you there's so much love, there's so much life, there's so much awareness, and it is freely given to all. Just like the sun shines on everyone, and it does not hold back its light from anyone or anything. Its love is too powerful because it is connected to its source. When you're connected to your source, I just explained self-realization right there in a nutshell. And I'm going to end it with this. Your self-realization is like that sun. You can ignore your self-realization and choose to turn off your light and turn it on, but really you can never turn it off. That's why you don't feel the way that you think you want to feel. The reason why you're going through all these challenges and resistance and hardships is because you're denying the light that you are. But when you let that light shine, you open up to that light. That is your self-realization. And you will light that love on everyone and everything. Because when you remember who you are, you remember who everyone is. So, if you need support, family, $20 donation. I say this because I care. I truly care, because I want you watching this video. Come on, guys. Oh, you guys want to stay outside? Okay. I want you watching this video to realize that this sun is shining on you. And it's not shining on you from the outside. It's shining on you from the inside. So if you're ready to experience the sun that shines 24/7, that sun that loves 24/7, that sun that frees and forgives and flows 24/7, then message me, because that sun is never turned off. If you feel like it turned off, then you're listening to the identity, the character that you think you are. Because the soul of you is like the laughing Buddha. It loves every minute. It flows every minute, every second. And it is freedom itself. Much love.